In every profession, there are instances of authority abuse. What if I said that corruption begins at the most crucial area of the government? Indeed, you heard me correctly. Buckle up, because in today's video, we'll be looking at corrupt police officers. So let's watch the video. Number 5. This policeman was instructed to look into a car. He had no idea that it was a car used as bait. He stole medications and over $1,000 in cash as he went to the car. He then claimed that there was nothing in the car, even though the police had smuggled money and medicines. Even the body cam of the police officer captured all of this.
A crooked cop is caught in the act on his own body camera video. The key piece of evidence led to the conviction of a former MTSU police officer just this month.
Now, the case started with a missing AR-15, and as News Channel 5's Nick Barris shows us, it ended with an elaborate sting, all caught on camera.
Former MTSU officer Marco Burke captured this body cam video as he approached an abandoned car on campus the previous year. He is unaware that this is a sting to see what Burke will do when tempted. Chief Buddy Peaster had reason to believe Burke had taken an AR-15 from a police locker at MTSU, but he could not corroborate his suspicions. Thus, the Murfreesboro Police Department installed a bait car and some covert cameras on the campus. Officer Burke received a loan to look into the abandoned car. He focused on a bottle of pills and takes one, putting it in his pocket. Burke also takes another bottle of drugs and $1,100 in cash. Moments later, he informs dispatch there is nothing strange. Number 4. This was the largest corruption scandal in Baltimore police history, and 2 officers received sentences of 25 and 18 years in jail respectively. One person was sentenced to 18 years, while the corrupt task force's chief received a 25-year term.
Vic, Sergeant Wayne Jenkins got 25 years in federal prison earlier today, and moments ago, Detective Marcus Taylor got an 18-year sentence. He gave a rambling speech to the judge. He says he is innocent. He vows to fight this. She says that she regrets that he feels he wasn't treated fairly. She gave the government exactly what they wanted. Again, an 18-year sentence for him.
Sergeant Wayne Jenkins received a 25-year federal prison sentence from a judge. After Fred Gray's death, the ex-leader of the dishonest Baltimore Police Gun Trace Task Force sobbed and expressed regret for the crimes he was accused of committing, including at least 10 armed robberies, the planting of evidence, the falsification of timesheets, and the sale of $1 million worth of drugs, including prescriptions stolen from pharmacies. Number 3. For alleged public corruption, 2 police officers were detained. As far as anyone could tell, the taxpayers' money was being stolen by these cops. By keeping entirely different hours logs and taking advantage of overtime compensation, they frequently arrived late and went early. They allegedly make more than $120,000 by taking money from the taxpayers in this way. Federal prosecutors claim that the plot to acquire overtime pay fraudulently spanned years. They said the funds were from federal financing for initiatives like sobriety checkpoints that enhance road safety. They are accused of showing up late for their duties, leaving early, and falsifying records. Retired Lieutenant Daniel Griffin and former Sergeant William Robertson are also implicated.
To create the impression that they were working the entire overtime shift, Griffin and Robertson ensured that their co-conspirators all entered the same false number of hours worked into the system and entered false citation times to make it look like they were working the full 4-hour overtime shift, when instead it was something less.
According to U.S. Attorney Andrew Ling, they allegedly made a profit of at least $120,000 using taxpayer funds. Number 2. Federal narcotics charges led to the detention or imprisonment of these 2 Columbus police officers. The FBI detained the 2. What's extremely noteworthy is that these 2 policemen are narcotics officers currently detained on federal drug charges. FBI agents detained officers John Kuchkowski and Marco Marino on federal narcotics accusations. Both of the cops work for the CPD's drug unit. According to state prison records, Kuchkowski is being kept at the Delaware County Jail, and Marino is at the Correctional Center of Northwest Ohio. The charges they deal with are not listed in either party's booking information.
Now, the 2 officers are scheduled to face a judge today, and that is when we expect a lot of those records and details in these cases to be unsealed as well. But for now, live and local for you in Columbus, Catherine Ross, NBC.
Number 1. Due to his protection of cocaine shipments, this police commander received a term. He He already had plenty to defend and serve, so he defended narcotics shipments as a means of doing so. He claimed he made too much money doing that, so even if he could go back, he wouldn't stop.
Major developments in another big story we've been following for months. It was sentencing day for a former police chief. Donald Solomon told undercover agents he was the best cop money could buy, and now he's going to prison for it. Channel 11's Alan Jennings is live with the video that led to his conviction and the punishment that was handed down today. Alan.
Got slammed, Vince. 11 years, 3 months. Stood before the judge and apologized to his children, the FBI, law enforcement in general, for violating his personal and public trust.
The former police chief for East Washington exited the courtroom. He was instructed not to speak to me by his public defender attorney. Meanwhile, U.S. Attorney David Hickton deemed the 11-year sentence the most suitable. Here is the FBI surveillance video of the meeting between the people Don Solomon, the police chief at the time, believed to be drug dealers. Indeed, they were FBI informants and agents.
Purchased law enforcement tasers for a purported drug dealer to use those tasers in collection activities were shocking, to say the least.
A covertly recorded FBI video throughout the investigation, which lasted a full year, also showed Solomon expressing his desire to earn thousands of dollars by guarding cocaine sellers. What do you think about these cops? Comment below with your thoughts on this, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please enable the notification bell while you're there to ensure you receive all our upcoming uploads.